Jose, the fallout from Monday, it was almost like the worst performance ever by Manchester United, but I assume you're not bothered about the performances as long as you get the result and you want to win tomorrow.
We didn't get the result we want. We wanted to win and we just got the point, so we were not 100% successful. And I think you are very unfair with Liverpool, because Liverpool had a fantastic defensive performance. For the first time, they played with two defensive midfield players. For the first time, they played with Anderson and Chan together. For the first time, they took a striker off to play another midfield player. And you are very unfair with them, because that 0-0 result was because two teams were really good defensively.
Jose, Henrik Mkhitaryan's not been involved since the game against Manchester City. Is he okay, and is this game going to be an opportunity for him to maybe get back into the team and rebuild his confidence, perhaps?
He was injured, and he was injured for quite a long time. And now he's not injured anymore. He's training with the team without any limitation. I cannot confirm that is for tomorrow or no. But now he's fit, and it's now time for him to go back to the levels we know that he can achieve.
Jose, your performance on Monday seems to have given the players a lot of confidence in the way they kept Liverpool at bay so well, particularly away from home. Do you sense that performance has given your players a lot of confidence ahead of a difficult run of games?
We are in a period now with 5 matches unbeatable. We won 3 matches and we drew 2. We were able to play different matches. For example, Stoke is one match plan, or was one match plan. Liverpool was a different one. And the players are fine. The players are fine. I don't think it's especially because of this match. I think it's because of the atmosphere we have, the belief we have. We know the process. We know the difficulties. We know where we are, the championship where we are. We know the opposition we have. But the group is fine. The players are good friends. Not just good players. They are good friends in between them. And of course now we have a special difficult week, because Monday, Thursday, Sunday, Liverpool, Fenerbahçe, Chelsea is a difficult week. Fenerbahçe played Sunday at home. We played Monday night. Chelsea 1 week to work, 2 days off, and the rest of the week to work and to wait for Sunday. We have to play tomorrow again. We have to play Sunday. Very difficult week for us. But that's what we have, and we have to be ready.
Jose, what do you think about the first 3 months of Zlatan with United, and what do you expect from him for the rest of the season? Thank you.
I'm really happy. I'm really happy. He's giving us exactly what we need from him, what we expect from him. And it's quite beautiful for me to meet him, I don't know, 5 or 6 years later, and to find the same, I don't say professionalism, I say ambition, passion, desire to play, desire to compete. I couldn't be happier. And the guy is really fit. He's always ready to play. So I couldn't be happier. And in terms of his influence in the dressing room, obviously, it's somebody that the young guys look at him, and what they see is great for them, because can only influence them positively.
Fenerbahçe had a very bad start to their season. What do you think about them as a team? Also, what we wonder is, between the two important Premiership games, are you going to use an alternative team tomorrow?
Fenerbahçe, in the end of the season, will be where they have to be. Everybody knows that the Turkish league is getting better and better and better, and some of the teams not from Istanbul are coming up step by step. But in the end, Beşiktaş, Galatasaray and Fenerbahçe, they will be where they have to be. So I think it's just a question of time. I look to the manager, I see experience. I look to the players, I see quality. So they will be where they have to be. So it's a big team and a difficult opponent. And tomorrow we are going to play with a team that has chances to win. And if we play with a team that is not good and strong, we don't have a chance. So to have a chance, we have to play with a good team, knowing that 2 days later we have to play in the Premier League.
Jose, you clearly want to win both the games coming up in the remainder of this week. You talked about your captain, Wayne Rooney, recovering from what had been done to him. Has he recovered sufficiently for you to perhaps start with him tomorrow night?
I don't want to give you the team. Honestly, I don't want. Sometimes I do, sometimes I give some tips. This time, the only one is who comes to the press conference? Luke Shaw. He plays. I only bring the players that are going to start, and this is the only one I tell you. I don't want to say. But Wayne is working well. He's working well. He's one of the big responsibles for the atmosphere that the players can breathe, because he's positive, he's friends, he's a good example. So we count on him. We count on him to start or to be on the bench, but he will be there tomorrow.
Jose, there are reports the FA want Marcus Rashford and other leading Premier League players to play in the European Championships next summer to help their international development. Does the club have a position on that at this point?
Not yet.
Sorry, the under-21.
Not yet, because the reports you speak about, the reports didn't arrive to my office, so we don't know. And this, we are in mid-October. The championships would be in the summer. I think we have to wait and see what happens until there, because if the player is or becomes a regular in the A national team, if you want to call it that way, if he becomes regular and established in the A national team, the word is important for his development. The under-21s makes no sense. Is the same that he's a regular here with us, and then we are going to play him in the Under-23 championship because we want to beat somebody and he can give us a help on that. So let's see what happens. If he's an Under-21 player in the national team, then he is an Under-21 player, and there is no discussion with that. If he becomes a regular choice for Gary Southgate in the first team, then we have to speak, because then we don't want to go into contradictions.
Hi, Jose. At Chelsea, you once said you had footballers who were untouchable in that team.
Excuse me?
When you were at Chelsea, you once had footballers who were untouchable. You had certain players you said you described were untouchable. Do you have the same players here? I'm thinking about people like Paul Pogba, Ibrahimovic. Are they untouchables in your strongest team?
No. No, that was 11 years ago. Different Premiership, different situation. The best team by far. That's a different story. Not untouchable. Untouchable in our team, I think, has to be the spirit, the commitment, the pride, the commitment to the club, the respect to the fans. That has to be untouchable, but not players.
Okay, Jamie.
Hi, Luke. How are you physically? Are you looking forward to playing tomorrow? Because the manager just said you will be doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling really good. Obviously, I had a little bit of a problem with my groin from the game against Watford, but I've had a little bit of time out, and I've trained now for the last week and training really hard, so I'm feeling really good and ready to get back to playing.
Luke, it was that Watford game, it was construed that the manager had been a bit critical of you afterwards. How did you read that, and what's your response to that? It was over one of Watford's goals.
No, of course. Look, like I've said before, I'm a grown man now, and I can take what the manager said. I think I'm still young, and I need to take on board what he says and to improve. And like I said, it's always you've got to listen to what your coaches say and have a good attitude about it. Obviously, I was disappointed with the result, but not with what the manager says. I take it on board and look to improve, and hopefully I do that from the next matches.
Luke, what's happened to you, the time you've had off in the last few weeks? Has that been good in a way? Because after what happened to you last season and you're getting back, does adrenaline get you back the first few matches and then a little bit of a dip after that? Has it been good for you, this rest?
Yeah, I don't know, you could say that, of course, but I don't think I've had a massive dip. I think I've been unlucky because this injury has got nothing to do with actually my leg. It's the other leg, and it was with my groin. But no, like I said, I've been training really hard, and obviously it's been nice to have a little break and obviously to rest my groin. But I always want to play, and I want to play every game. And I hate missing matches, but in life and in football, this is what happens. Sometimes you get injured, and you got to sit out for a bit. But like I said, I'm back now, and I'm ready to fight for my place.
Luke, the manager's talked about the dressing room being a tight place. He says you're not just players together, you're friends, and said that the spirit here is untouchable. How much has it improved, you imagine, bearing in mind perhaps the ups and downs of last season?
I wouldn't say it's improved massively. I think, the last couple of years, or a few years that I've been there, I think it's always been strong. I think, the time I come in, there was a few big leaders that had left the training ground, but you look at the squad we still have the experienced ones and obviously the young ones like myself and obviously with Rashford, Martial, the young ones coming up, they have more experienced players, and I think adding quality and experience like Ibra has helped the dressing room. He's a great person to be around. I would say he's bringing the squad a bit more. He tells so many jokes, and everyone wants to listen. So it's good for the squad morale because everyone's sort of close together, like obviously the manager said. But I think now it's starting to show on the pitch that we're more together now as a team, and improving game by game. I think, like the manager said, we've been playing good football the last few weeks, and now I want to be a part of that team that's playing well.
Luke, we speak very well about Zlatan, but can you give us an idea of what Paul Pogba's brought to the dressing room and what he's brought to the squad, and what you'd expect to see from the next
A lot of dance moves in the changing room, but no, he's brought a big presence. I think, you know, you've seen from the last couple of years, and especially last year, the quality that he has, and he was named in the World 11 for a reason, and the reason is because I believe he's one of the best midfielders in the world. And you know, I think sometimes for different players it takes time to adapt, but I think he's still adapting. But I think he's still doing good for the team, and you know, he's still staying strong and believing in his confidence. And we can all see the ability he's got in training, and you know, I think game by game he's getting stronger with his fitness wise and getting to adapt to the Premier League. And you know, you saw glimpses of his quality against Liverpool with that quick turn and, you know, the cross for Ibra. But yeah, of course, and I think in the change room as well, he's a very nice guy, and you know, I think in his terms he's a good leader as well.
As a fullback, people class you as a defender, but obviously in the modern game, fullbacks get further and further up the field, and you're someone that likes to attack. Mm-hmm. How difficult a balance is that to find between when to go forward, when to defend, and is it just about you, or is it about sort of working along with your teammates?
Yeah, of course, it's about working along with your teammates, and like you said, nowadays in football, the fullbacks are more likely to attack, but our main priority is defending, you know. And I think sometimes, like for Watford, for instance, I want to push forward maybe too quick at times, and you know that we get caught on the counter. But no, of course I love to attack, and that's one thing I love doing. But I think as a fullback you need to make sure you're more concentrated and focus on the defending part first, because at the end of the day we're the ones that have got to stop the goals, and like you say, the attackers are the ones to score on. But as long as we're keeping clean sheets and less goals against us, the more chance we have of winning the game.
Look, even though you're an England player, when the club signs people like Zlatan and Pogba, when you hear about that, are you still a bit in awe of them, or is there an awe about them when they come into the changing room?
Yeah, of course. I think they have a massive awe of what they've, especially Zlatan, with what he's achieved in football, and obviously with Paul, with how well he's played over the last 2 or 3 years. And you know, I think it's only better for us, and I think them two especially have been really good in training and stuff. So I think, you know, the more they're adapting to the Premier League, the better they're going to become. And obviously them two have come to win trophies exactly the same as everyone in the dressing room, and I think we're all striving for that now. And you know, like I said, we're only going to get better and better, and I think right now we're on a stage of getting better, but there's still so much more to come from, I think, everyone in the dressing room.
When you're introduced to them, do they announce themselves to you? Do you all sit back? How does that work?
No, I think it's just like normal with anyone, but obviously personally for me, I was really excited for them two both to come into the squad. Like I said, the past and what experience that you could say they both bring is unbelievable. But no, it's like normal when someone comes into the team, everyone welcomes them. It's not, you know, they come in and say who they are, and obviously we know who they are and how they come in about it. No, it's all professional, and it's just like I said, a normal signing. But obviously we know what qualities they bring and what they're bringing into the team, but it's not a massive deal over how they come in, no.
Luke, I think you overlapped with Robin van Persie. Your first season here was his last. It wasn't a particularly happy time for either of you. You must have spent a lot of time in the gym together that season. What is he? Can he still be a threat if he plays tomorrow?
Yeah, of course. I think, yeah, he definitely is a threat, and obviously we know what his qualities are. But sometimes with quality like that, it's, even though you know what they might do, it's very hard to stop. But yeah, of course, I spent it was only a year with him, but I managed to see how good he was in training and obviously in games when he's played. And you know, of course we know what quality we need to prepare for, but no, of course we're focusing on their whole team as well, not just one player. But obviously he's been here before, so there's a lot of talk about him, but we're wary of him, but also the whole of their team as well.